Hello, it's Zoe. So, continuing on with my top 300, cardiovascular will be split into two sections because they're kind of large. So, starting off, I have guanfacine, brand name Intuniv. It's for hypertension and ADHD. It is a alpha-2 adrenergic agonist. Then we have clonidine, brand names Catapress and Capve, used for hypertension and ADHD, and is an alpha-2 adrenergic agonist. Olmesartan, brand name Benicar, it's used for hypertension and is an angiotensin II receptor blocker. Irbesartan, brand name Avapro, is used for hypertension and diabetic nephropathy, and is an angiotensin II receptor blocker. Losartan, brand name Cozar, is used for hypertension and diabetic nephropathy, and is an angiotensin II receptor blocker. Telmisartan, brand name Micardis, it's used for hypertension and diabetic nephropathy, and it's an angiotensin II receptor blocker. Valsartan, brand name Diovan, it's used for hypertension and heart failure, and is an angiotensin II receptor blocker. Benzapril, brand name Lotensin, is used for hypertension and is an angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. Enalapril, brand name Vasotec, is used for hypertension and heart failure and is an angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. Lisinopril, brand names Prenavil and Zestoril, is used for hypertension and heart failure and is an angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. Ramipil, brand name Altase, is used for hypertension, heart failure, and prevention of cardiovascular events, and is an angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. Amlodipine, brand name Norvasc, is used for hypertension and angina, and is a dihydropyridine calcium channel blocker. Nifedipine, brand name Adalat CC, Nifediac CC, and Procardia XL. It's used for hypertension and angina, and is also a dihydropyridine calcium channel blocker. Amlodipine bisalate and benazepril hydrochloride, brand name Lotril, is used for hypertension and is a dihydropyridine calcium channel blocker and an angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. Ranolazine, brand name Renexa, is used for angina and is an anti-anginal. Isosorbide mononitrate, is brand name is Imdur. It's used for angina and is a vasodilator. Nitroglycerin, brand name Nitrostat, is used for angina and is a vasodilator. Hydralazine, brand name Apresyline, is used for hypertension and is a vasodilator. Digoxin, brand name Digitec, and Lanoxin, is used for heart failure and atrial fibrillation and is an antiarrhythmic. Amiodarone, brand names Cordarone and Pacerone, is used for ventricular arrhythmias and is an antiarrhythmic. Flecainide acetate, no brand name, is used for ventricular arrhythmias and atrial fibrillation, and it is an antiarrhythmic. Apixaban, brand name Eliquis, is used for thromboembolism prevention and treatment and is an anticoagulant factor 10A inhibitor. Rivaroxaban, brand name Xarelto, is for thromboembolism prevention and treatment, and is an anticoagulant factor 10A inhibitor. Warfarin, brand names Coumadin and Gentovin, is for thromboembolism prevention and treatment and is an anticoagulant vitamin K antagonist. Clopidogrel, brand name Plavix, is used for acute coronary syndrome and is an antiplatelet. Ticagrelor, brand name Brilinta, is used for acute coronary syndrome and is an antiplatelet. Lastly, we have sacubitril with valsartan, brand name Entresto. It's used for heart failure and is a neprilysin inhibitor and an angiotensin II receptor blocker. Okay, so funny story about this drug. I'm gonna be honest with you. Last night, while I was at work, we had a doctor call and ask for a patient named Entresto. There was no patient named Entresto. Apparently they wanted to put this patient on Entresto, but never gave us a name, and we were just like, did someone seriously name their child after a drug name? And what's going on here? They wanted to put a patient on it. It was so freaking funny. We were all like, what is going on? So, funny story. Just figured I'd tell it since it just happened. Alright, have fun.